If you're looking to get a data analyst job, one of the things that you have to put together along with your resume is a portfolio of your projects that you have done. So today's video, I'm going to show you what my personal portfolio looked like when I was an entry-level data analyst. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Dan and I'm actually now a data analyst manager. I was an analyst for about 2 years and I got promoted to be a manager. So I've been in your position before where I was looking for a job, I was looking to create my portfolio, and I've also now been a manager where I've been looking at other people's portfolios and seeing are they able to take on the job I'm hiring them for. With that being said, let's dive into the video. Now, for those of you who don't know, there are a lot of options out there for how you can put your projects together in a portfolio. You can design your own website specifically to you. You can use one of the many number of services out there that will, if you pay them, they'll customize it for you. And there's also some free options. And for me, for when I was an entry-level data analyst looking for a job, I used one of those free options through Github. Now, Github is a web-based platform used by software developers to store, share, and collaborate on coding projects. It was one of the recommended websites that was given to us when you did the Google certification course. Because for me, I really wasn't too sure what it was going to look like for me to have my own personal website quite yet. I still only had a couple of projects and I really didn't have that much experience to show off. So I wanted to keep it pretty simple with something that was free and easy to use. All right, so let's take a look at what my portfolio looked like as an entry-level data analyst. So as you can see, GitHub makes it a pretty simple layout. You got your picture in the top left. You got your projects that you can pin in the front of your page. And you can also show and collaborate with other people so you can get followers and you can follow other people to see what projects they're working on. So for me, I have just a very generic picture of me. I do have a little bit of contact information. I have my LinkedIn down there on the bottom left. I also include that on my resume. I always have a link for my LinkedIn and also for my GitHub. That way it's nice and easy for anyone that if they're looking online or if they're on print, there's always a way for them to figure out where my stuff is at. All right, so let's take a look at some of the projects I had. So like I said, this was my entry-level data analyst portfolio. So I had 2 projects. One was a SQL project and one was an Excel project. Now let's take a look at the SQL project real quick. So on here, you do have a little bit of a summary that just gives a little explanation as to what it is. I definitely would recommend a page that you can have as a full summary of your project. And that walks you through it. For me at that time, I did have it. It looks like it got corrupted, so I ended up having to delete it off of my GitHub, unfortunately. But I was able to maintain the code, which that's one of the nice things about GitHub is that it allows you to post your code online exactly as you've written it. So, okay, so if you take a look here, this was a project that I did that did a little bit of analysis with COVID vaccination deaths and some of the COVID locations and areas and stuff like that. So I just have my code in here and I have a couple of comments listed as to what the coding does and what my project entailed. So pretty simple, easy to read, easy to locate, nothing too fancy about it. And then of course I have my other project, which was my bigger project, and I have a couple of YouTube videos where I walk you through them and I have a full explanation of them. This was a project that I did personally, that I came up with my own data, I came up with my own analysis, and I thought it was a good in-between of being an introductory, getting a course of like a certification type project, and then something that was a little bit more advanced, which is something that can show that I knew all the process and could do it all myself. So that's one of the things I do like to recommend to people that are entry level is to find projects that you can customize and do yourself, because I think that shows that you have the ability to do more than just following directions and following, a standardized project. All right, so if you take a look here, so you can actually store documents on here. So one of the things you have to go to, if you click on this file, is this little section called View Raw, which is a way that I was able to link an Excel document. And so if you click on that, you'll be able to download it. And that brings up my Excel document that shows my raw data, everything that I did for the project, and includes some of the analysis I did. You can see the pivot tables and the graphs for my project that I did. If that's something you're interested to see what the project itself looked like, you can actually go right over here to my GitHub as well. I have a page that talks you through the full walkthrough, and I also have one that shows you how to set up a dashboard with your information. So if that's something you're interested in, I can definitely have the links up the top here on the right, and I'll also include them in the description below. The big thing when it comes to a portfolio, especially early on, is linking your projects, your bigger ones, projects that show off the higher use of skills. So for me, these are the only ones that I had, so those were the ones that I posted. So posting them right there on the top makes it simple. The whole point of your portfolio is to make it easy for them to understand where your projects are and for them to be able to view your projects easily and accessible. But yeah, so there really is not too much to when it comes to a portfolio. The big thing, like I said, is have some attention to detail in your projects, show off your skill sets, whether that's in Excel, SQL, whatever skill set you're trying to show off for your first job. GitHub allows you to have that opportunity to show that off. I hope that was helpful. I know it's not anything too fancy, but I know some people don't exactly know what a portfolio looked like, so hopefully this was helpful for you. If this is, please leave a like, and if you guys want to see more about what it takes to be a data analyst, or if you're curious about what the data analytical world looks like, why don't you check out my channel and consider subscribing. All right, guys, see you later.